Yeah, hi there. It's still Wednesday, August the 5th. I was just having a cup of tea and I had a read of one of the newspapers, and I see that Mr. Liam Carroll's companies have been given a small stay of execution, and on August the 11th he will have to present himself, or his lawyers will have to present themselves in the Supreme Court, and three justices of the Supreme Court here in Dublin will decide about the future of Zoe Developments and the large sums of money that it owes to, it says in the article, 8 banks. I understood it was 6 banks, but that's an irrelevancy. And the only thing I'd like to say about it, reading the tenure of this article and reading between the lines of this newspaper article, which is basically a one-page newspaper article, it suggests that the case cannot be found against Mr. Carroll and his companies, because if it were, then what would happen is the receiver would be forced to sell the assets of Zoe Development and all the other property companies within the Liam Carroll group. And what would happen is property prices would collapse even further. Commercial property prices would collapse even further, and also probably residential property prices, because I'm sure he owns lots of apartments. So I think, as well as that, that's the one thing that would happen. But the major thing that would happen is that it would jeopardize the whole NAMA project. And the NAMA project is the sacred cow of Brian Lenihan and his acolytes, and of this Fianna Fáil government. And no matter what happens, it cannot be put into jeopardy. And that's what would happen if a receiver is appointed to Mr. Carroll's companies. So I don't want to be jumping the gun and saying what the outcome of August the 11th is going to be in the Supreme Court in Dublin. But I know one thing. It is not going to happen. A receiver is not going to be appointed. And if a receiver is, some way or other, the liabilities of the bank ACC, which I understand are 136 million euros, are going to be dealt with in an aside, and the receiver will have to deal with NAMA. And it would not be beyond the realms of possibility that the other banks would get together and buy out ACC's liabilities in this matter. But we live in interesting times, and come August the 11th, or sorry, August the 12th, we'll know the outcome of what transpired on August the 11th. As I say, we live in interesting times. See you tomorrow, maybe. Bye bye.